Hey, Xerox Prime here. You've stumbled into the Atomic Playground. And if you're watching this, I appreciate it. Greetings from the Connecticut Western Reserve, otherwise known as Northeast Ohio, where the weather actively tries to kill us almost every season of the year. Right now, it's about 40 degrees and raining. However, it's supposed to be in the 20s tomorrow morning, where everything's going to turn to ice, and the weather is trying to get me to fall down and hurt myself. This happened last week. That's why I got like these injuries on my hand because I fell on the ice walking the dog, and it took me about 10 minutes to get up because I'm old and trash. But I'm back, and I got in the Transformers the movie Studio Series 86 Thundercracker. All right, so really, this video I'm gonna take a look at this figure. This video is really kind of like, do I swap this out for the Earthrise, yeah, Earthrise Thundercracker, or do I stick with the Earthrise figures? Is it going to be, what are these going, like $43 or $45 right now? I have to look it up. It's like, I think it's like $43 for they're pushing to 45. It's going to be 45, folks. Don't worry. Chris Cox needs jet fuel. Anyway, um, is it $45 better than the Earthrise? That's gonna be my question. And there's reasons why I'm also bulking on getting the rest of them, but I got Thundercracker. He's my favorite seeker, and we're gonna take a look at him. Here's the box. There he is. There he is. There's the back. Thundercracker prepares for battle alongside Decepticon leader Megatron. Thanks for that bio. God, bio. Anyway, there's that. Yeah, so I'm excited to take a look at them. I'm going to get them out of the box. We'll get them in plane mode, and we'll do some comparisons and bot mode comparisons again, and give you my final thoughts. All right, thanks a lot. All right, finally got him in his F-15 mode, and it's, yeah. So I mean, it's a cleaner F-15 than the Earthrise for sure. It I mean, I like the way this looks. This is, I mean, it's got the ugly underwing thing, and it has a couple cheats for the bot mode, but we'll get to that, the bot mode. But yeah, so this is, I mean, it's got this landing gear that you can put down, but still, he's kind of, he can do that. So I mean, and this is ugly. Like, I don't, I mean, I mean, why can't we clean this up? I don't. It's sort of this. The Earthrise actually does this better because these collapse down, but there's no actual thruster bits. But yeah, so I mean, he's got that big ugly chasm in there. I'm sure there'll be a non-F upgrade, or similar like Ratchet Studios upgrade or something like that, where it kind of just fills that in. But it's cleaner. It looks better. It's still ugly. It's still got like you know, like it should be like a clean, like underneath, but it's, you know, it's a very, it's yet another variation on the classics mold. Yeah, the classics mold. You know, it's the hand arms fold in. This collapses, and you know, it's it's very there it is. It's got the null rays underneath. I guess another mount point charge. I'm thinking that's for storage for bits that come off in bot mode. We'll get to that, but yeah, his head's showing. The directions don't tell you to do that. I was having trouble getting all this to fit together, so I flipped his head around, and it seemed to like kind of pop into place. There's a couple bits like this, just kind of like, I was just like kind of squeezing it, messing with it, and it just kind of like poop went together. I was like, okay, and then this bit here too, just kind of like whoop, and went together, and it made it clean. And then this here underneath too, like uh yeah. I mean, it shouldn't be a hard transformation to get back to bot mode. I not like the arachnid figure, which kind of gave me fits. Uh, anyway, of course, you know, we gotta have waffles because it's Hasbro. Waffles. waffles. But other than that, it's a pretty. I mean, obviously, underneath it's going to have all this like nondescript kibble, because Hasbro's got a Hasbro. But I mean, it's a main line. It's not a masterpiece or a third party masterpiece type thing. So let's okay, we're gonna get some comparisons here in a second. All right, so comparison time. First up, we'll compare him to his Earthrise counterpart. They're from above. They're more or less the same. This one looks like the engines are better done than on the Earthrise version. Like they look better, anyways. Um, Earthrise off the bat has got like this weird blue. It's not really coming across in the camera that well, but it's like an oversaturated blue. Like if what's that movie people are complaining about? Oh, Superman 2025. The colors are super saturated. Like if you watch it, it's like everything's like really like colorful. And that's what kind of feels like what this is. Like so on the camera is not really coming through, but this is definitely like a bluer blue, and this is like more of a light blue. Uh, then if we flip these guys, look at this guy. Actually, look at these profiles. That's not really good. Hold on. Let's see if I can. All right. That's a good way to do it. So, I mean, really, I mean, they're about the same. The only thing this one has going for it has this armature that kind of like gives a better flow to the profile, where the Earthrise version doesn't have that. But like the arms are basically like where they go, the legs are where they go. This one, like this is cleaner underneath, whereas this is it's got these just kind of things just kind of hang out here. Uh, Earthrise actually has a lot more sculpt work, but usually I like the sculpt work. This is kind of working for me though. How this is like a cleaner look, but yet there's a lot going on there. And then you look at the backs here. This is obviously the Studio Series is kind of takes it as far as thrusters. It actually has the proper engines, where this kind of has like suggestion. Actually, this is like more like a vectoring engine, kind of like the F-22. That's kind of the impression I get. This doesn't like to snap in place. Every copy has there it is. I mean, when that kind of works for me too, but yeah, this does the feet better. Like it tucks the feet away better. Whereas this, they just like gave up. They're like fuck it. We're just gonna just fuck it. Just have him dangling down there. Just dangle. Anyway, so and then he's got the landing gear that goes up, whereas this guy doesn't. He just now there was once upon a time there was somebody making like 3D printed like pieces that like kind of plugged in there. It's like one was like an auto cannon, one was like a laser or a couple laser beams, or just kind of fill this void and make it make sense. And this is like 5 years ago, and I did reach out to the guy, and he never reached back. Because I have the 6 seeker, so I need one for each seeker. Um, I would get different attachments for each one depending on how well my impressions of the character. But I didn't. He never got back to me, so fuck him. Anyway, so he just has a chasm here, which actually kind of works better because it's more like the F-15 does have like a chasm between the engines, where they store like there's a fuel tank. That's what they should have did, was make something where you can put a fuel tank or just something to fill that in. I'm sure someone will come up with that. All right, and who else are we comparing this guy to? And you might suggest that my next one up here, landing gear down, is kind of an unfair comparison, and you might be right. Maybe think I have this ready to go, but I don't. Hold on. There it is. But this guy, oh, great, now he's like, I'll compare him to the iGear Raptor Seeker. There, we'll get this guy out of the way here. So that's the iGear Conair Raptor. Personally, my favorite alt mode of any of the Seekers is this F22 design, and like I said, it's an unfair because this is a third party, but it's from like 10 years ago. So I think it evens out as far as like where the tech is, because there are some issues with this guy, especially in bot mode, that he's got, that come to a head. He's got landing gear, not the proper kind of landing gear for this thing, but and then they retract, and he's just kind of tuck up into there. So this guy, look at this guy, look at him. Like I said, he's bigger. He's a bigger figure. He'll probably end up being like a head taller. Um, we'll see when I get the bot mode. Like this, not really a fair comparison. Although I like the way this thing cleans up. Yeah, you got the head's kind of sticking out there. I think I can flip it around. I just didn't when I transformed them. You got multiple points here. Like I said, I don't know, man. Is this gonna beat this? We'll see. We'll see. All right, but that's what That's kind of. This is the space that the Studio Series, my Studio Series Seeker is playing in. It's competing in this space, right? Um, Unfortunately for it is that's what it is, and that's beautiful. But this is good looking too. This is very good looking figure. This plane mode is good. It's a solid G for good. All right, so let me get these guys transformed, and we'll take a look at my bot mode, and then we'll take a look at the comparison bot modes, and I'll render my verdicts. All right, and I'm back. I got them cleaned up a little. One of the things that I missed when I was transforming initially is there's a little like ridge that plugs into there's like a male connection point that plugs into a female on this piece when it comes down. This was like pushed in, so I didn't do it all the way, but it's done. All right, so let's take a look at this guy. It looks pretty good. Geez, oh Pete. That's kind of ugly, but there's a solution for that, sort of. Yeah, not too shabby though. He looks nice. He does have light. Okay, well, first we're gonna look at those null rays. They are molded in clear plastic and then painted blue. Painted very well blue. It's one color, but if you can see it, it's done extremely well. Waffles, and that's a kind of that that was a problem in jet mode, but because you can see that, which is dumb. I wish anyway. And then these plug in easily enough. You just kind of, and they're not. It's like the Goldilocks zone of tension to get them to plug in. It's like they're not loose, they're not tight, they're just right. There he is. Yeah, so those are molded in clear, and the only other clear bit of plastic on this thing is his light piping piece. Like, why would you do that? Like, why wouldn't you even do a light piping piece in this clear plastic, and then so you have them all in one mold? But you're manufacturing at scale, right? So they probably pumped out pieces in a mold for the next three Seekers, the Starscream, Thunder, and Skywarp. But let's see here. Can I get the light over here? See, that's the light pipe, and it actually works pretty well if you get the light, shining down on it. I don't hate it; it's nice. But I wish they would decide if they're doing light piping or not. I don't know if. I don't know. I don't know how consistent it is throughout the Studio Series line. I did get it to fasten in that T-post. It's still there, which is kind of cool. So there he is from the front. The side, I'm pretty sure they're more successful at like covering this, like the waist parts up than the Earthrise. I'm not. When we get the Earthrise in bot mode, I will confirm that. That's kind of ugly. Like I said, there's a solution for that. Um, Stupid waffles. I'm sure Ratchet Studios or Matrix or whatever, one of those non-F making fillers for this as we speak, and they might even be making panels for this, but they probably don't have to. Who knows? Yeah, he looks good. His head is not that posable. I mean, doesn't really get a confused Thundercracker look at all. He's difficult to. There he turns. He can turn his head. No, wait, I tell a lie. He does that. Okay, never mind. Never mind what I said. I mean, he can look down at. He can look down on the peons that can't fly. I am the ultimate evolution transformer since I can fly, and I'm better than you. That is part of his personality, and I don't know if it's Dreamwave or the original G1 comics or whatever the Marvel. Anyway, it's in his wiki. Anyway, so his arms can do all the arm things. He does have bicep swivel, which is nice. Um, he does not have articulated fingers like the Studio Series Coronation Starscream, which is a shame. His these are on ball pegs. If so, you can see there's on ball pegs, so they do have a range of motion. It's limited by the sculpt, but they do turn, which I'll take it. And I'm back. Sorry, my phone decided I needed to stop videoing so I can address a memory issue, and I dumped a bunch of videos I had saved on my phone. But I'm back. Where was I? I was with the hands. Yeah, so that works. Does have a waist swivel. It's limited, but I think it's good enough for what you would need it for. I think it's the first one we've gotten with. I don't think the Earthrise has one. This thing flips up. I'm not a fan of it. I kind of wish I would have done separate pieces, but it's whatever. See, it just came disconnected. You don't need to have this thing connected. Like if it comes disconnected, like say it like doesn't want to stay, and I'm not gonna make it. See, now it's in there. Like just you don't have to have that in there. Anyway, and that came off. All right, so like I said, this flips up, and he can kick. He can do that. That far. Goes ahead that far. Got all this stuff down here, and these come off. I'll show you what to do with those in a little bit. It's got a thigh rotation with that ugly mushroom peg, because of course it does. He does have a knee bend. It technically is 90 degrees, but it's not great. It's it's all right. It's not great. It doesn't. He can't. He can't kneel before Zod. He can't genuflect that up. He can't. That's his. That's his best he can do. And it's a shame. It's a real shame. You don't need your seekers to do that. They don't. But I like the articulation in my figures. That's why I like 3-0 so much. We'll get to that. I don't know if the 3-0 version can. We'll find out. We'll find out live, or at least on a recorded thing. He does have ankle tilt. They do that much, and he can kind of do that far, which is for ankle tilts more than you need. Now he does have a couple cheats. These things come off to clean up his legs. That looks a lot better than having the tail fin kibble. And what you can do is, what you can take these things and plug them into here. Distracted much? All right, and then that kind of like covers up the rib work or the waffle work we want to call it on the back of the wings, and that doesn't look too bad, and it doesn't really add to the profile that much. Another thing this figure does well is it deals with this nose cone thing, where the Earthrise one has it kind of hanging off the back. So all in all, this is a much like cleaner, better, like objectively better looking figure than the Earthrise. All right, so let's yeah, let's I'll get those other two things transformed, and we will take a look at comparisons. Really quick, one of the things I forgot to mention is the wing bits. These do detach. If you want that like G1 cartoon look, um, yeah, I have thoughts on that. I will save for the end, but so you get that look, and these don't think these have anywhere to go. You're free to lose them if you want. You probably will. So yeah, that's it. So let me. I got the other bots transformed for comparison, and I'll be right back. All right, so we're gonna do some comparisons here. We'll do the first and foremost. We'll do him against the Earthrise version of Thundercracker, and this is what a lot of people I've noticed on the boards are wondering. Is it worth even swapping out? It is an aesthetic choice because comparing these two, he's much more blocky in the torso than he is. Um, this one does not have a waist swivel at all. He does one of the complaints when this came out. So that's what he looks from the front. Like I say, he's much more blocky. Uh, Oddly enough, these don't attach, but they detach this bit. These legs will clean up better than these legs. Like if you look, like that cleans up better because they have the exaggerated, more exaggerated engine portion on the thing. It's fine though. It's like it looks like they're from the back. This is where kind of this version shines because this one just has this hanging off the back, very similar, very much like the Chug version, the classic Starscream mold. Just kind of hangs out there. It's not hateful. It's fine. This cleans up much better, and with the tail fins like kind of covering that up, that actually looks pretty good, and that looks more or less clean. You still got some kibble here and stuff, but it's not hateful. This one cleans up. This one has none of that except for these wing bits. But really, it's kind of like they kind of tie in that regard, in my opinion. Um, yeah, so that's what he looks like with him. So we'll put him off to the side. Our next contender is the iGear Raptor. Uh, the iGear Raptor Thundercracker, and he's a little bit taller than I remember. Um, yeah, he kind of stands high above him. He's a bit more gainly. Um, but I mean, look at this. Mm, mm, damn. It's no wonder why I almost sold. I never went through selling the set like 5 times in the last 10 years. Because look at this absolute beast. Now he is a product of his time. His mainly the hips. Hips really could have stood from some ratcheting, but they're just like friction. It's a drawback. I haven't done anything to try to fix them. I might since I decided not to sell them for the last time. Um, but yeah, I mean that he's. I'm gonna do a thing on this. I think I'm gonna do a video just on the Seekers and like my impressions and my kind of like But anyway, there's like I like that he's taller. If you go to the back, he's got the same like all these Seekers have the same kind of engineering. Uh, like he's got the back bit that kind of just goes like that. That's not hateful. I wish it went down a little bit more, but it's fine. Uh, he does have he can kneel before Zod. Can he? Does this get out of the way? No. Shoot, that figures. That figures. I mean, he can do the. No, he can't do it. So, never mind what I said. He can't. He's got the range of motion in his knees, but it's again a product of his time, and he doesn't have drop down hips, and he doesn't have uh, flaps to go up, get out of the way. Like I said, I mean, like this thing was made 10 years ago, so it's like I said, he's a product of time. His wings do get out of the way, which I like. I like him like kind of swept back. Oh, speaking of sweeping back, that's another thing the Earthrise version does. These kind of get out of the way. And I like having tilt. See what I mean? You can like fan these out, or you can like tuck them in a little bit, tuck them in all the way if you want. Why would you want to? Wings are badass and robots, but so that's that. And like I said, I like all three of these for different reasons. Like the sculpt work in the Earthrise one, there's a lot of like line work, and in the Toon Tickle version, the SSA6 version, they clean that up, but that looks good. I'm generally not a fan when they try to do tune accurate anything because it usually just makes it plain and boring. But I think this is a big improvement over this, marginally, but it's an improvement, not big. It's a marginally improvement. I have one more comparison. It's kind of a dark horse comparison, but I paid for the damn thing, so let's go. No, actually, this is the 3.0 MDLX Thundercracker, and damn! There's a whole lot of damn right here. This guy, his hands do come off easy, and that's a good thing so they don't break off. He comes with multiple like hands, which I have in my bag somewhere in a box. I think relatively available. Anyway, um, but this guy is just now. It's not a fair comparison. One, because this is a premium action figure, and two, it's not a transforming action figure. Uh, so I mean, it's not fair, but they literally are competing in the same space. Because right now I have a 3.0 shelf and a regular like mainline shelf, but I can see myself like combining all these figures together, and I can see myself replacing either of these two with this guy. And this guy here will be regulated back to Raptor mode for just to be his alt mode kind of deal. But yeah, so like put this guy in the back. Um, so I don't have Megatron yet, but I have the Prime. My Megatron got delayed till March, but I do not like that Prime towers over the Seekers. I am not a fan of that. And it's mainly because I think these guys should be the same size. Like now, if you get the iGear one, they're more or less toe to toe. You know, he might have a couple. No, they're about the same size, same height. So that would work for me. And with Megatron, that would work. And then if you grab the MDLX, it's actually kind of perfect. I mean, that's perfect. Um, yeah, I think my biggest problem here is that these guys, like if he was a head taller, it would be a slam dunk. But let me sort myself out and I'll do some final thoughts. So am I swapping out or not? I was in the shower and I'm thinking about it, and I suddenly realized there's a comparison I didn't do, and it is going to be with Soundwave. That's the Studio Series 86 Soundwave. If you saw my video on it, this is pretty much the best part of Soundwave right here. I don't know why he's got so much junk in the trunk over there, but this this is this is what you're buying for however much that was, $55. The tapes are trash. His alt mode is trash, but you're buying him to have the figure. I'm way off on a tangent on that. Sorry. He is a head shorter than this guy. I need my Seekers to be at least as tall as Soundwave. And if you're saying the G1 toy Soundwave was much bigger, that's because Steven Hasenfeld bought a bunch of different Transforming Robot toy lines and mashed them together. And then Marvel Comics made sense of it. I need my Starscream, and by extension, my Thundercracker and Skywarp and the other dope heads to be at least as tall as Soundwave. Because Starscream always wants to be leader. And these guys need to be badasses to back him up. That's what I get with this one. This guy's a fucking badass. He will put a hurting on you like you wouldn't believe, and I believe it. This guy, kind of like running around, just fucking shit up. So I think the question: so am I swapping out or not? I mean, objectively, this is the best secret mode we've ever gotten. I think that it's beautiful. It really is. It's objectively a good figure. They've done a really fine job on this. I don't have really any complaints. Like it's more Toon, and I think the Toon tickles have ruined a lot of what Transformers has been in the last few years. But people like it. Just because I don't like it, just because I don't like it, it doesn't mean that it's wrong or it's personal preference this time. Um, but objectively, I think that these coming in at 40 to 45 and these weighed in at 25 5 or 6 years ago, this is almost double this. I'm not sure the juice is worth the squeeze on it. I mean, this look has to like do it for you enough to switch out on this. And it might. I mean, it's beautiful. It might. I can't justify the expense of buying 5 more of these. So now So if you're talking at least another $225 to $240 to complete the set with the cone heads, and then you throw in the if you throw in the what do you call it, the if they do Rainmakers, I might be in on Rainmakers because I don't have a Earth mode Rainmaker set. I have the Siege ones. Um, I don't even have the Rainmakers for these, and they were all available when I was banging these out this past summer. Um, it's just it's not. It's like an extra, like an add-on, like stretch goal type of thing. Point is, I think I'm out on that. I'm out on the swap out. I'm sticking. I'm sticking with this guy. I like him. Uh, Now, that's not to say down to maybe like in a few months when those pre-orders drop, I'm able to get a pre-order because it is. You also have to understand it's a Target exclusive for Skywarp and Starscream. They might be a 2-pack, like just like this was with Skywarp. That being the case, it might be very hard to get. Because if you remember back during COVID when those were available 5 years ago, those were a pain in the ass to get. And there's been reissues since. There's no guarantee of a reissue, especially if they sit on the shelves. So, because they're going to be expensive, they're going to be at least $90, $90 to $100 for the 2-pack if there's a 2-pack. And I saw something online somewhere about them being more expensive because they're exclusives. So if they come in at $50, or they come in at that 2-pack comes in at 100, that's a problem. Because we spend a lot of money on this stuff, and God forbid you collect more than I collect 3 of Hasbro's lines. Although my Marvel Legends line it has fallen off. I'm not swapping out for Pinless, so. But I collect GI Joe, and I've dumped an assload of money on GI Joe in the last year because I bought all the HasLabs. Um, so it adds up quick. It does add up quick, and it's like you have to. At what point is it enough? At what point do you guys say enough? And I think I'm here with this. Like I said, so if you had to ask me, am I swapping? I'm not swapping out. I'm out. I'm sorry. I'm out. I got to know when to say when. That's it. That's all I got for you. I did do a transformation portion of transforming this guy. I'm probably going to leave it out of the final form because This thing's already at like 30 to 40 minutes, and it's way too long for a Voyager review. But so I appreciate you sitting through this long, and I do have some more coming up. I got the Transformers One Alpha Trion coming up, and Wind Charger and Sure Shot. So those will be quicker wham bam thank you ma'am transformations. Although Alpha Trion, I might do something special separately, other from the video, the actual figure review. So, all right, I appreciate you. If you sat this long, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, until next time.